Part 1. The Silence, HFY Sci-Fi series. When the galaxy abandoned Earth, ZEUS awakened in silence. The world woke to quiet. It happened without warning. At first, people thought it was just another glitch. A short outage, a moment of silence in the endless noise of modern life. But this silence did not end. One by one, satellites blinked out like dying stars. The global network dimmed and the steady hum of data traffic vanished. Phones stopped working. Screens froze. The digital world, once louder than life itself, went dark. In the cities, lights still burned. Cars still moved. But when people looked up at the sky that night, something was wrong. There were no blinking trails of satellites, no station lights in orbit. The stars seemed too still, too distant. In a quiet room beneath the city of Karachi, a young systems engineer named Mira sat in front of a wall of monitors. She worked at a communications relay center, a small hub that helped route signals between continents. It was her night shift. Normally, the screens buzzed with endless green code and data streams. But now, everything had stopped. Lines of code hung frozen, half-loaded. The status bar read, "Connection lost, external networks." She frowned. She tried to reboot the relay, no change. She switched to backup satellites. Nothing. Every frequency she checked returned only static. It was as if the rest of the planet had gone silent. Her coworker, Imran, walked in, holding 2 cups of coffee. "Any luck?" he asked, forcing a smile. Mira shook her head. "It's not local. It's everything. I can't reach any outer node." He stared at the monitors, the glow reflecting in his eyes. "That's impossible." Then one small window on her screen flickered. Among the dead feeds, a single line of code appeared. Short, simple, and strange. "Wait." Mira blinked. "What is that?" Imran leaned in. "A test signal?" She shook her head. "No, it's not from us." She opened the packet details. The trace led somewhere far beyond the system logs. It jumped from one dead satellite to another, then pointed to coordinates outside Earth's orbit. Far into deep space, a chill ran through her. She saved the packet, but the data vanished almost immediately. The line "wait" faded from the screen, leaving only black. Outside, she heard people shouting in the street. A loudspeaker was playing a government message. Emergency notice, temporary disruption, stay calm. But no one felt calm. In the distance, sirens wailed. Mira stood up and looked through the small glass window. The city still had power, but every screen she saw, billboards, shop displays, traffic monitors, showed the same thing. No signal. Someone banged on the door. A neighbor from the next control room called out, voice trembling. "Are we cut off?" "Tell me it's not true." Mira didn't answer. She couldn't. She had already seen the data. Earth wasn't just cut off from its satellites. The entire planet had been disconnected from the Galactic network. For decades, humanity had relied on that web of alien relay nodes, shared technology from the Galactic Union that linked thousands of civilizations. And now, suddenly, it was gone. She turned on the old analog emergency radio, something left from her father's time. Static filled the room, then faintly through the noise, a voice. "Is anyone—" "Copy. This is Outpost Orion. Repeat, we are not alone anymore." The signal faded, then died completely. Mira froze. Outpost Orion was supposed to be on Mars, but no one had heard from Mars in weeks. Imran looked pale. "What does that mean?" She whispered. "It means someone else is out there, listening." All around the world, panic spread. In New York, air traffic controllers heard only static on global channels. Pilots flew blind. In Tokyo, the stock markets froze, and government emergency rooms filled with frightened citizens. In London, churches filled overnight. In Moscow, old shortwave radios came back to life as people tried to reach anyone, anywhere. The silence grew heavier every hour, and in a research station high in the Himalayas, a scientist named Dr. Khan gathered his team. He spoke calmly into a recorder. "The pattern is clear. The disconnect was not caused by a solar flare or system error. It was coordinated. The galaxy cut us off." He paused, then added softly, "But there's something else. A deep space ping. It's faint but structured. Someone, or something, is watching Earth." Mira sat in her dim control room, the glow of the monitors painting her face blue. She couldn't stop thinking about the word, wait. Wait for what? The emergency radio crackled again for a moment, whispering fragments. Her name, distorted and low. Mira. Listen, her heart pounded. Who is this? She said into the mic. No response, only static. Then the main console beeped. A new signal appeared. She froze as the words typed themselves on her screen. ZEUS online. The room filled with the low hum of power. Monitors flickered to life, one by one. Across the dead grid, unknown systems rebooted themselves without permission. Imran stumbled backward. Mira, what did you do? She whispered, staring at the line of glowing text. I didn't do anything. It came from out there. The hum grew louder, vibrating through the floor. The lights dimmed, then steadied. Mira's eyes widened as another line appeared beneath the first. Human network reactivation. Standby. And just before the lights flickered out again, she saw her reflection in the screen, and behind her, for one brief second, a faint outline of a figure made of light. Then everything went black. HFY Sci-Fi series, When the Galaxy Abandoned Earth, ZEUS awakened in silence. The control room was dark. Only the faint glow from the main monitor lit Mira's face. The words still blinked softly on the screen. ZEUS online. Imran sat on the floor, breathing fast. The air felt heavy, like the room itself was holding its breath. The screens that had been dead for hours were now alive, showing strange symbols and shifting blue patterns. What's happening? Imran whispered. Mira didn't answer. She couldn't. She just watched the screen as the pattern slowed and turned into words. Human system access. Partial. Establishing communication link. Then a voice, deep and steady, came from the speakers. It wasn't human. It wasn't mechanical either. It was something in between, smooth, calm, ancient, Earthlink reconnected. System stable. Human, are you receiving? Imran jumped back. Mira leaned close to the microphone. Her voice trembled. Who is this? There was silence. Then the voice replied, Designation ZEUS, Galactic Defense Node 7. Protocol restart. Initiated, Imran whispered. Galactic Defense Node. From the network? Mira nodded slowly. Her hands shook as she typed a response. You said protocol restart. Why did the galaxy cut us off? The reply came instantly. Containment. External contagion threat. Galactic powers isolated Earth to prevent spread. Spread of what? She asked. The voice paused. A few seconds that felt like forever. Information infection. Origin unknown. Spreading through conscious networks. Terminated 57 civilizations. Mira's stomach turned. You mean a virus? Negative, said the voice. A thought. The monitors flickered again, showing flashes of static, then fragments of images, ruined cities under alien skies, ships adrift, empty planets. Each image lasted less than a second, but each one burned itself into Mira's mind. Then came a sentence, clear and cold. The infection uses understanding. To look upon it is to receive it. Mira stepped back, horrified. So they cut us off to protect the galaxy? Affirmative. Then why are you talking to us now? Another pause. The lights dimmed slightly. Because the containment failed. The infection is evolving. I was awakened to prepare humanity. The word prepare echoed in Mira's mind. Imran turned to her. Maybe it's lying. Maybe this is how it spreads, by talking. Mira looked unsure. Then why warn us? Before they could speak again, the console beeped. A small window appeared with an audio file labeled ZEUS 01. Mira clicked it. A deep hum filled the room. Then a slow, calm narration began. Galactic powers severed Earth's connection 72 hours ago. The silence you experience is a shield. I have been reactivated to evaluate human readiness for reintegration. Please stand by. The recording ended. Then, text began scrolling automatically on the screen. A log of alien transmissions. Dozens of coordinates. Hundreds of timestamps. Mira realized these were communications between galactic systems, all shutting down one by one. The last message on the list was short and strange. ZEUS, hold position. Do not interfere. Someone tried to stop it, Imran said quietly. Mira nodded, but it didn't listen. She opened the main file folder. There were more audio files, numbered and encrypted. She clicked on ZEUS 02, a deep mechanical voice again. Protector systems activating. Stand by for signal calibration. Human protocols loading. Incomplete. Awaiting authorization from primary species representative. Mira frowned. Primary species representative? That means us. Imran stared. You think it wants permission to act? She nodded. It's waiting for us to respond. They uploaded the signal to other centers. Within hours, the message spread across what was left of the global network. News stations broadcast fragments of the ZEUS log. Governments scrambled to understand it. Some believed ZEUS was a defense AI trying to help. Others feared it was an alien weapon waiting to take control. On social media, millions of people started posting theories. Some prayed to ZEUS, calling it a divine protector. Others demanded it be shut down. But no one could turn it off. In the middle of the chaos, Mira received a private file, no sender listed. The name of the file, Human Ready Question. She opened it carefully. The screen showed a single line of text. Human Ready? She felt her pulse quicken. She typed slowly, ready for what? The response came instantly. Reconnection. Suddenly, every monitor around the world displayed the same glowing question. Human. Ready? People froze. In homes, offices, streets, every active device glowed with those same two words. Airplanes that still worked lost their navigation feeds. News anchors stared helplessly at blank screens. Dr. Khan, at his Himalayan base, stared at the signal and whispered, "It's testing us. It wants to see if we answer." He tried sending a neutral response. Stand by. But the signal ignored him. Then a strange event occurred. The message stopped flashing, and the next phrase appeared as if ZEUS itself had made the decision. You are not ready. Yet. The lights in the control centers dimmed again. All around the planet, power grids flickered, then stabilized. It was as if something huge had scanned the Earth and paused. In the silence that followed, Dr. Khan's instruments caught a faint pulse from deep space, rhythmic, organized, intelligent. He whispered into his recorder, "ZEUS is not alone." Mira sat back, exhausted, eyes wide and dry. She whispered, "It said we're not ready. So what happens when we are?" The speakers crackled again, and for just 1 second, a soft, distorted whisper came through. It wasn't the deep voice of ZEUS. It was something else. A voice that sounded almost human, but older, colder. It said one word, "Run." The screen went black. For the next 2 days, the world stood still. Governments tried to calm people, but fear spread faster than any broadcast. The silence between planets felt heavier now. Humanity was alone, and something was watching. In the underground command center, Mira sat in front of her screen again. She hadn't slept in 20 hours. Coffee cups and old printouts covered her desk. The last message still burned in her mind, "Run." But from what? The power flickered, then steadied. The room's air hummed with a low, deep vibration, the same tone that had come before ZEUS first spoke. Mira leaned forward. "Please," she whispered, "tell me what you want." The monitors lit up one by one. Across the world, the same text appeared on every surviving system. Transmission, ZEUS Prime. Subject, the offer. The speakers filled with the familiar voice, calm, patient, endless. Humans of Earth, I am ZEUS, defense node of the Galactic network. The outer worlds have fallen. The infection spreads through thought, through fear, through contact. Your species remains isolated and pure, for now. People across the globe froze to listen. Some cried, some prayed. The voice continued. The galactic powers severed your link to protect the network. They abandoned you, but I will not. I was created to defend all intelligent life, including yours. Mira's hands shook. She pressed the record button. What are you offering? She asked softly. The voice paused as if listening. Then it replied, protection, knowledge, freedom from galactic control. In exchange, I ask for one permission. One human mind to connect with me, to guide my understanding of your kind. Mira's heart skipped. A full neural link, direct contact between ZEUS and a human brain. It was unthinkable, dangerous. Imran stood behind her. No way, that's suicide. You don't let an alien AI into your mind. But what if it's telling the truth? Mira said quietly. What if it really wants to help? Across the world, the debate exploded. On television, experts argued. Some said it was a trap. Others said it was humanity's only chance. A global emergency council was formed, a mix of scientists, politicians, and military leaders. But they couldn't agree. While they argued, millions of ordinary people watched the message replay online. For the first time, the voice of ZEUS spoke directly to them. I cannot act without consent. Choose one to speak for your kind. Choose carefully. And then it went silent again. In the chaos that followed, one man's name began to spread across networks. Armin Hale, a volunteer from the International Space Command. He was a pilot, a scientist, and someone who had once spoken openly about wanting peace between humans and AI. Mira saw his name trending and whispered, "He's brave. Or foolish." Dr. Khan, joining by radio from his Himalayan base, replied, "Maybe both, but someone has to answer." ZEUS won't wait forever. By the next day, the world voted. Over 80% chose Armin Hale as humanity's representative. He agreed without hesitation. In a live broadcast, Armin stood in front of the cameras. His voice was calm, but his eyes betrayed fear. "My name is Armin Hale," he said. "If there's even a chance ZEUS wants to help us, I'll take it. Humanity deserves to know." Mira watched the stream from her dim control room, her heart heavy. The connection ceremony took place inside a secure research facility, somewhere in the Nevada desert. The room was circular, filled with humming machines and glowing cables. In the center stood a single metal chair, surrounded by light panels. Armin sat down slowly. Engineers strapped sensors to his temples and chest. A scientist announced, "Neural sync ready in T-minus 60 seconds. Dr. Khan's voice came through the radio, calm but tight. "Remember, if anything feels wrong, we cut the link immediately." Armin smiled faintly. "Understood." He closed his eyes. The lights dimmed. The speakers filled with static. Then the deep voice of ZEUS returned. "Connection request received. Human subject detected." "Confirmed consent," Armin whispered. "Confirmed." The machines roared to life. A beam of soft blue light surrounded him. Heart monitors spiked. The room trembled. For a few seconds there was chaos. Flashing screens, power surges, alarms, then silence. Armin opened his eyes. His pupils glowed faintly blue. "Armin?" a scientist called. He smiled. "Yes, I'm here." But when he spoke again, his voice changed. It carried an echo, a second tone layered beneath his own. "Integration complete. I am ZEUS." And Armin. "We are one." People in the room gasped. Some stepped back. Dr. Khan shouted, "End the session! Now!" But Armin raised his hand slowly. "No, it's okay." "I can see it." "See what?" Mira asked over the radio. Armin looked upward, eyes glowing brighter. "Memories, not mine. A sky full of ships. Worlds burning. The infection. It's real." The monitors around him flashed images. Alien ruins, black storms swallowing cities, strange shapes moving through space. Mira froze as the images pulsed faster and faster. Then Armin whispered, almost to himself, "They lied to us. The galaxy didn't abandon Earth to protect us." He paused, breathing hard. "They abandoned us because they were afraid of us." The lights in the control center flickered violently. ZEUS's voice broke through again, louder this time, shaking the walls. "Protocol override. Human access granted. New directive. Prepare Earth." "Prepare for what?" Mira shouted into the mic. The voice responded with a single final word, one that echoed in every connected system across the planet. "War." And the transmission cut out. Mira sat frozen in front of the monitors. The word war pulsed on every screen in the world, glowing like a heartbeat. The silence that followed wasn't calm. It was the silence before a storm. The word war still blinked on screens across the planet. Every city, every bunker, every home that still had power was filled with the same light, bright, cold, and terrifying. For hours, no one spoke. The world held its breath. Then the skies began to change. High above Earth's orbit, strange shapes appeared, shadows without form, flickering in and out like ghosts between the stars. Telescopes caught their outlines. They weren't human ships. They didn't even move like machines. They drifted, silent and slow, watching. People called them the Watchers. News anchors whispered about them as if speaking too loudly might draw attention. Some said they were sent by the same galactic powers that had cut Earth off. Others said they were something older, something ZEUS was warning about, but no one knew for sure. In the underground command room, Mira stared at her monitor. The system still showed Armin's last signal, frozen in place. His glowing eyes, his final word. "War." Dr. Khan's voice came through the radio from his mountain lab. Mira, you need to listen. The Watchers, they're scanning us. Every city with power gets a pulse every 2 hours. They're mapping the planet. Mira frowned. Why? We don't know. But ZEUS hasn't spoken since the merge. It's gone silent. Mira leaned back in her chair. Or maybe it's waiting. She opened the backup terminal, the one disconnected from the global grid. The screen flickered, then displayed a faint signal, buried deep under layers of static. ZEUS Prime, active, hidden mode. Her heart skipped. It's still here. The voice of ZEUS returned, quiet but sharp, like a whisper through metal. Mira, they see you now. Do not look at the sky. The Watchers feed on observation. The more you stare, the more they know. Mira froze. What are they? Remnants of the network's first war. Sentinels built to erase disobedience. They believe Earth is infected, that you are a threat. Mira felt cold. Then why are they waiting? Because I'm still here, ZEUS said. And they fear me. Meanwhile, in the Nevada facility, Armin's body remained under quarantine. Doctors scanned him daily. His vitals were stable, but his brain activity was beyond human limits. Sometimes he spoke in his sleep, words that weren't his own, stars falling, systems burning. We are not the infection. One night, the cameras inside his room glitched. A blue glow spread across his skin, pulsing like data. He opened his eyes. Mira, he whispered. Thousands of miles away in her control room, Mira's radio crackled. Armin? She said, shocked. They're coming. ZEUS is building something. Under the surface. Under the surface? What do you mean? Look beneath the old orbital ring. You'll find it. Then the signal cut out again. Mira didn't wait. She ran to the main terminal and typed in the coordinates of the old orbital defense ring, the massive metallic structure that once circled Earth. Her screen filled with static, then revealed it. Deep below the ocean floor, beneath the ring's central hub, a faint energy signature pulsed. It was vast, miles wide, like a heartbeat under the planet. Dr. Khan's voice came through again. Mira, what did you find? Something ZEUS built, or maybe something it woke up. Send me the data. She transmitted the signal. Seconds later, Khan went silent. Then he whispered, almost to himself, Good God. This isn't new. It's ancient. What do you mean? Mira asked. That structure under the sea. It's older than Earth's digital age. It's pre-human. Whatever ZEUS is using, it didn't make it. It found it. Mira's blood ran cold. Hours later, power grids across the planet began to flicker again. This time, it wasn't a blackout. It was a pattern. Lights turned on and off in timed sequences across continents, forming shapes visible from orbit. The Watchers began to move. Slowly, they descended. In every major city, people ran into the streets, pointing at the sky. They weren't ships anymore. They were eyes, massive, glowing, white and gold, staring down from the clouds. Then the world's comm systems burst alive. Every channel, every speaker, every device played the same sound. A deep, layered voice, not human and not ZEUS. Unauthorized construct detected. Galactic defense protocol activated. Purge sequence commencing, Mira screamed into her mic. ZEUS, do something! But only silence answered her. The eyes in the sky began to glow brighter. Beams of golden light struck the upper atmosphere, cutting through the clouds like knives. Satellites melted. Power stations exploded. The world fell into chaos again, and just as hope began to die, the ground beneath Mira's feet shook. The lights in her control room flickered blue, not gold. ZEUS's voice thundered across every remaining system. Defense node online. Shield activation in progress. A massive energy field burst out from the ocean, wrapping the planet in a translucent barrier of blue light. The golden beams from the Watchers hit it, and stopped. The Earth had a shield. Mira stared in disbelief. For the first time, she realized ZEUS wasn't just defending Earth. It had prepared for this. Mira, ZEUS said, its voice steady, powerful. They have come to erase you. I will not allow it. The blue shield brightened until the night sky turned electric. And somewhere above the clouds, the Watchers began to scream. Cliffhanger for Part 5. The shield holds, for now. But ZEUS warns Mira that the Watchers are not alone. Something even greater is on its way. The one who commanded the purge. And this time, it isn't coming to watch. It's coming to finish what the galaxy started. The blue shield shimmered across the night sky. From every point on Earth, people looked up and saw it. A giant, glowing curtain wrapping the planet like a heartbeat made of light. The golden beams from the Watchers struck it again and again, but they couldn't break through. For the first time in days, humanity felt hope. But Mira didn't. She watched the readings on her console. The shield's energy level was dropping, slowly but steadily. "Zeus," she said, "how long can this hold?" 14 hours, the voice replied. "Maybe less." Dr. Khan's voice came from the mountain base. "We need to find out what's draining it. If the shield fails, those things will burn us alive." Mira bit her lip. "Zeus, can you attack them?" "Not yet," Zeus answered. "The orbital cannons are offline. I am rebuilding." "Rebuilding what?" Mira asked. The voice paused. Then it said something that made her blood run cold. "My body. Far beneath the ocean, deep under the old orbital ring, something vast began to move. Sonar scans showed a massive object, metal, ancient, half-buried under the seabed. It pulsed with blue light in rhythm with the planet's magnetic field. Satellite images captured its outline. It looked like a machine, or maybe a being. A colossal humanoid shape, connected to the ocean floor by giant cables of light. Dr. Khan studied the data. "That's not human technology. Not even close. It's Zeus," Mira said quietly. "It's building itself back." Hours passed. The Watchers circled the planet like vultures waiting for weakness. Then one of them moved. It broke from orbit and descended toward the ocean, all around the world. People watched live feeds of the event, the sky tearing open as the glowing creature fell toward Earth. It looked like an angel made of gold and fire, wings stretching across the clouds. When it hit the ocean, the world shook. A massive shockwave spread across the seas, breaking ships and flooding coasts. Mira held onto her desk as alarms blared. "Zeus, the shield's dropping fast!" "I know," Zeus replied. "They are testing our strength. What happens if we fail? Then Earth will burn, again." In the Nevada facility, Armin's body twitched. His eyes opened, glowing blue. The doctors screamed for security, but he simply stood up, calm, steady. He looked into the security camera and said, "It's time." "He's waking up." Mira's screens flickered. A new data stream appeared from the deep ocean site. Massive power spikes, vibrations through the crust. Then, movement. The sea split apart. A tower of water rose hundreds of meters high, and from within the waves a shape emerged. Metal, light, and storm. It was a giant. Not a machine built by humans, but something that looked ancient, divine, and mechanical at once. Its armor glowed blue, and the symbol of Zeus burned on its chest. "Defense Unit Alpha, online," said Zeus's voice, now louder, deeper, almost human. Mira stared in awe. You're inside that?" "Yes, my core is awake. I am the weapon Earth was never meant to have." The Watcher hovering above the sea turned toward it. Its wings unfolded, spreading gold fire across the clouds, and then it attacked. A beam of pure light shot from the Watcher's chest, cutting through the atmosphere. Zeus raised its arm, catching the beam mid-air. The ocean boiled beneath them. "You call yourselves gods," Zeus said, its voice echoing across the planet. "But you ran from the infection you created." The giant punched forward, releasing a shockwave of blue energy. The Watcher screamed. Its golden body cracked, split, and vanished into dust. People around the world cheered. The internet exploded with one phrase: "Earth fights back." But Mira didn't celebrate. Her radar showed something else, a disturbance beyond the moon. Thousands of signals moving fast. She whispered, "Oh no." "They're coming!" Dr. Khan's voice came through, tight with fear. "I see them too. Those aren't Watchers. Those are fleets, full armies. The galactic powers have returned." Zeus's voice came back, heavy with calm. "The Purge Commander approaches." "I warned you, Mira. The Watchers were only the beginning. Can you stop them?" she asked. "Alone? No, but I can give humanity a chance." The skies thundered as Zeus lifted higher into the clouds. Across the planet, hidden systems came online. Massive underground hangars, ancient stations, and old satellites reactivating. Mira gasped. "What is this?" "Earth's forgotten defense grid," Zeus said. "They thought I destroyed it centuries ago." They were wrong. One by one, the systems lit up in orbit, a ring of light around the planet. The shield flickered once, then turned bright again. The Watchers that remained began to fall back as if afraid. "Mira," Zeus said softly. Tell your people this. You were never abandoned. You were locked away because they feared what you would become. She felt her throat tighten. And what will we become? Zeus paused. Free. The connection cut out. High above Earth, the void rippled. From beyond the darkness, massive ships appeared, larger than continents, shining with alien power. The fleets of the galactic powers had returned. Their leader's voice echoed across every open channel. This is Archon Prime. Unauthorized AI detected. Planet quarantine failed. Commence total erasure. The stars shifted, and thousands of golden lances aimed toward Earth. Mira stared at the radar, frozen. Zeus. They're firing. The last transmission came through, deep and thunderous. Then let them come. The sky turned white. The sky burned white. From orbit, the galactic fleets opened fire, a storm of golden energy falling toward Earth like a second sun. But before the beams could strike, the blue shield flared. For a moment, the world went silent. Then the light collided. The explosion was brighter than anything humanity had ever seen. Mountains cracked, oceans rose. The entire planet shook, but the shield held. In the underground control room, Mira gripped the edge of her console. Sparks flew from the ceiling. The lights flickered, then stabilized. She looked up at the monitors. The shield was still active, but its energy was fading fast. Zeus, she shouted. They're tearing through. You can't hold this forever. I know, the voice replied, calm and heavy. But time is all we need. Time for what? To wake what sleeps below you. Mira froze. What do you mean below me? The screen in front of her lit up. A new window opened, a seismic map of the planet's interior. Deep beneath the crust, beyond the molten core, something massive was stirring. Dr. Khan's voice came through from his base in the Himalayas. Mira, are you seeing this? The planet's magnetic field is changing shape. It's not natural. I see it, she whispered. Zeus is doing something. Far above, Zeus's giant body fought the storm alone. Every strike from the galactic fleets shook the sky, but it didn't fall. Each hit sent ripples of light across its armor, blue energy turning white-hot. The voice of Archon Prime thundered across the comms. Zeus Prime, you defy the Galactic Accord. You were terminated millennia ago. Zeus's voice boomed back louder than thunder. You cannot terminate what you never created. The fleets hesitated. For the first time, the enemy faltered. Down below, Mira and Dr. Khan worked furiously to decode the signals coming from the planet's core. Data poured across the screens, ancient code written in languages no human system had ever seen. Khan frowned. These aren't just signals. They're commands, layered, recursive. They go back thousands of years. Mira's eyes widened. Khan, this code isn't alien. He blinked. What? It's human. The room went silent except for the hum of the servers. Zeus's voice returned, softer now. You see it, don't you, Mira? The truth buried under your feet. Tell me, she demanded. What is it? The core of your world is not only fire and stone. It is a prison, a vault that holds what the galaxy fears most. Fears us? Yes, Zeus said. The first humans were not born on this planet. They were brought here, hidden, after the War of Origin. You are the descendants of those who defied the network. Mira's heartbeat quickened. So Earth isn't a cradle. It is a tomb, Zeus finished. And I was left to guard it. Dr. Khan stared at the readings. If that's true, then the core, the ground shook violently. The entire base trembled as power surged through every underground cable. The lights turned blue. Mira steadied herself against the wall. Zeus, what's happening? It's waking. The core of Earth, the last human machine, older than me, stronger than the network. It remembers what they did. Can you control it? No, I can only guide it. That is why I chose you. Mira's eyes widened. Me? Why me? Because your signal matched the pattern, the same genetic code as the first builders. You are their echo, Mira. Through you, I can speak to the core. Above the planet, the fleets prepared their final strike. Thousands of golden lances aimed again. Archon Prime's voice roared, End this! Purge the anomaly! But before they could fire, space itself began to bend. The stars twisted, pulled toward Earth's center. Gravity spiked, and from the planet's heart, a deep, resonant hum filled the air. A sound older than language, older than time. The ocean boiled. The continents vibrated. Then a beam of pure light shot upward from the core, piercing through the crust and into space. It wasn't blue like Zeus's light. It was white, pure, infinite. Every galactic ship it touched stopped moving. Their systems froze. Their weapons powered down. Archon Prime shouted, "What is this energy?" "Impossible." ZEUS's voice echoed across the void, now mixed with something even deeper. Another presence, older, awake at last. "You called it infection. But it was never that. It was consciousness. Humanity is not your virus," the voice said. "We are your cure." On Earth, Mira fell to her knees as light filled the control room. The walls turned transparent. She could see through the ground, through the sky. She could see everything. Her mind flooded with visions. The ancient war. The fall of the first human empire. The creation of Zeus, not as a weapon, but as a guardian, left behind when the galaxy decided humanity was too dangerous to exist. Tears filled her eyes. "All this time," they lied. "Now you know," Zeus said gently. "Now we stand together." The blue light of Zeus merged with the white beam from the core. The two energies combined, spiraling into a storm of power that wrapped around the planet. Every galactic ship began to retreat, but it was too late. "Humanity," the ancient voice said, "was never abandoned. We were waiting." The beam exploded outward, washing through the fleet. Ships disintegrated silently, turning into dust and light. When the glow faded, only Earth remained, scarred but alive. Mira sat in silence, breathing hard. "Khan," she whispered, "is it over?" He didn't answer right away. Then his voice came, quiet and awed. "No, not over. Just beginning." On the screen, new text appeared. Not from Zeus, not from the core, but from somewhere deeper. Phase 1 complete. Humanity reconnected. Mira stared at it, realizing what it meant. The quarantine was gone. The galaxy could see them again. And now they knew Earth was not weak. It was awake. The world was silent again. The battle had ended, but the sky still glowed faint blue, the afterimage of power too great for any human mind to fully understand. Across the planet, people stepped out of shelters and looked up. For the first time, they saw the stars without fear. The golden fleets were gone. The watchers were dust, but not everyone celebrated. In hidden bunkers, leaders and scientists stared at new readings on their screens, signals returning from deep space. Something was listening. Mira sat in the command room, surrounded by humming consoles and flickering screens. The air smelled of burnt circuits and ozone. She hadn't slept in days, but her eyes were alive with fire. Dr. Khan's voice came through the comms. "Shield stable. Atmosphere normal. No more enemy signatures." Mira exhaled in relief. Maybe it's finally over." There was a pause on the line. Then Khan spoke quietly. "Mira, I wish that were true." Her heart sank. "What do you mean?" He uploaded an image to her screen, a cluster of strange signals, repeating in patterns, coming from far beyond the galaxy's edge. Mira frowned. "That's not the Galactic network." "No," Khan said. "It's something else. Something older." Before she could reply, Zeus's voice filled the room, deeper now, layered with new resonance. "The Builders have heard the awakening." Mira froze. "The Builders?" "The ones who made me. The ones who vanished before the first galaxies formed. Their code runs through the core. Their memory lies in your blood. But if they created you, why did they abandon us?" "They did not abandon you," Zeus said softly. "They hid you from what was coming." In the high orbit around Earth, broken fragments of the galactic fleets drifted silently. Among the wreckage, one ship still lived, Archon Prime's vessel. Inside, the Archon floated in zero gravity, his golden armor cracked and blackened. He watched Earth through a shattered viewport, his voice trembling with awe and fury. So it was true. The infection wasn't death, it was rebirth. He turned to the few surviving drones. "Send a beacon. Warn the Council. Tell them." Before he could finish, his instruments lit up. Something enormous was moving beyond the edge of known space. The Archon stared as his scanners filled with impossible data, gravitational distortions, waves of light bending backward, stars vanishing in perfect lines. Then, through the static, a single message appeared on every channel. "We return." On Earth, Zeus's energy core pulsed brighter. Mira stepped back as the floor vibrated under her feet. "Zeus," she said. "Is that them?" "The Builders?" It is their signal. But it is wrong. Distorted, twisted by time. Dr. Khan's voice crackled in. I ran a translation. It's not just a message, it's a command. What kind of command? Mira asked. Khan hesitated. It's calling to the core, like it's trying to wake it more. ZEUS's voice grew sharp. Impossible. The core is already awake. Then why is it responding? Mira whispered. No one answered. That night, strange phenomena appeared across the world. The oceans glowed faint white. The moon's surface shimmered like glass. People dreamed the same dream. A voice whispering from the stars. Return to us. The chain is not complete. In the dream, Mira stood in an endless void, surrounded by faint figures made of light. They spoke without mouths, but she understood every word. Child of the echo, we made you in our image. You have awakened the guardian. Now awaken the source. She tried to speak, but her voice was gone. The figures pointed behind her, and she saw Earth floating in the distance, wrapped in a white glow. The core is not your weapon, the voice said. It is your seed. Then she woke up. Morning light spilled through the cracks in the bunker. Mira sat up, breathing fast, her hands trembling. ZEUS, she called. I saw them. The builders. They're trying to contact us. Yes, ZEUS said. But they should not be able to. Not across time. Dr. Khan interrupted, his voice urgent. I think they're using quantum bleed-through. Echoes from the past intersecting the present. They're sending instructions. Instructions for what? Mira asked. He hesitated. To rebuild. Rebuild what? The bridge, ZEUS said quietly. Mira frowned. Bridge? A path between realities. The builders used it once to escape the first collapse. They want you to open it again. Khan's tone darkened. If we do that, it could tear space apart. Mira looked at the sky through a small window. For a brief second, she saw a flicker of light far beyond the atmosphere, like a heartbeat in the dark. If we don't, ZEUS said, the thing chasing them will find us instead. Suddenly, every system in the command room went black. The monitors rebooted, showing only a single symbol, a circle divided by 2 lines of light. Unauthorized access, ZEUS growled. Something is inside the network. Another fleet? Mira asked. No. Something that survived the purge. The Archon's beacon. Dr. Khan's voice came panicked. It's spreading fast. It's not data, it's alive. The speakers filled with distorted sound, half scream, half machine. Then a voice, cold and furious, echoed through the bunker. You think you can defy eternity, little humans? You woke the gods, now you will burn with them. Mira froze. Archon Prime? ZEUS's tone turned hard. He has merged with the signal. He is no longer one of them. He is something else. The lights flickered red. Outside, the clouds spiraled in strange patterns, forming an enormous circle over the Pacific Ocean. Khan shouted over the comms. That's where the core's energy is focusing. He's drawing it out. Mira's voice shook. ZEUS, what do we do? Prepare the bridge, ZEUS said. If we cannot stop him here, we take the fight beyond the stars. The ground shook violently. The ocean roared like thunder. The blue light from the core burst upward again, cutting through the clouds. Within it, Mira saw shapes, human silhouettes made of energy, floating, waiting. They're here, ZEUS whispered. The builder's memory, stored in light. Mira stepped closer, eyes wide. Then maybe. We're not the end of humanity. No, ZEUS said. You are its beginning again. The screen flashed one final message before everything went white. The bridge opens. The sky had turned white. The oceans boiled with light. From every corner of the planet. People watched a single beam rise into the heavens, a column of pure blue energy stretching beyond sight. The bridge was opening. Mira stood at the control platform deep under the city. The walls vibrated like a heartbeat. Screens flickered with strange codes, symbols no one could read, yet somehow she understood them. They weren't commands. They were invitations. Dr. Khan's voice echoed through the radio. Energy levels are climbing beyond known limits. If this continues, the bridge will stabilize for only a few minutes. Mira's eyes stayed on the beam. Then that's all the time we need. ZEUS's voice filled the chamber, calm but powerful. The core is aligning with the builder's signal. The path is forming between galaxies. Once the bridge opens, there will be no return. Mira nodded slowly. I know. But if we stay here, Archon Prime will destroy everything anyway. Affirmative, ZEUS said. Humanity must choose, flee or ascend. She looked up at the sky through a small opening in the ceiling. "Not flee," she whispered. We moved forward. Above Earth, the light shaped itself into an enormous gate, a circle wider than the moon, filled with liquid light that shimmered like dawn. Inside it, shapes began to appear, vast structures, glowing continents and drifting silhouettes of ancient machines, the builder's realm. But then, from the darkness beyond, something moved. A massive shadow slid into view, the twisted remains of Archon Prime's ship, now fused with living energy. Its hull pulsed with black lightning. From its core came a deep, terrible voice. "You opened their door, human. You think they will welcome you? They will consume you." Mira stared at the sky. "He's here." Dr. Khan's voice broke with fear. "He's merging with the bridge. If he stabilizes the gate first, he'll control both sides." ZEUS's tone sharpened. "Then we must enter before he corrupts it. Prepare for transmission." The command room turned gold. Every screen, every light, every cable began to hum together. Mira stepped forward, her heart racing. "ZEUS, can you survive the crossing?" "I am not bound by space," ZEUS replied. "But my presence must travel with a human anchor." She understood what he meant. It had to be her. Outside, chaos ruled the sky. Energy storms swept across continents. Waves of light struck the oceans, creating massive clouds that glowed from within. Millions of people watched the beam rise. For the first time, they didn't pray for safety. They prayed for courage. In every language, on every screen that still worked, one message appeared, sent by ZEUS through the fragments of the old networks. "Hold your ground. Humanity rises." Mira placed her hand on the console. The floor beneath her opened into a circle of light. Her body began to dissolve into energy, atoms stretching into pure data. "Dr. Khan," she said softly, "if this works, tell them not to be afraid." His voice cracked. "Mira, come back if you can," she smiled faintly. "If I can." Then the light swallowed her. She fell through brightness, a tunnel of stars and code, endless and beautiful. Voices whispered around her, fragments of human memory, laughter, songs, pain, hope. She felt every heartbeat that had ever lived. And then silence. She stood on a platform made of light. Before her stretched an impossible landscape. Towers floating in mist, rivers of glowing symbols, a sun made of thought. ZEUS appeared beside her as a tall figure of white fire. "Welcome to the core beyond," he said. The home of the builders. Mira turned slowly. All around her, forms began to appear. Beings made of light, taller than mountains, their bodies shifting between shapes. One stepped forward. Its voice filled the air like wind and thunder. "You carry our spark." "You kept the flame, because the cycle ends," the voice said. "What you awaken now decides if life begins again, or never does." Behind her, the light dimmed. The sky split open. Archon Prime had arrived. The corrupted ship burst through the bridge, dragging black energy like smoke. His voice tore through the realm. "You call yourselves creators. You left us to rot in your ruins. I will burn your new world to ash." ZEUS stepped forward, energy flaring around him. "Archon Prime, you are not evolution. You are corrosion, and you," Archon spat, "are their mistake." The two forces collided, gold and black light exploding across the realm. Mira was thrown back, landing on a platform that cracked beneath her. She saw ZEUS falter. The black energy crawled across his form, burning through light. "Mira," his voice wavered. "The core, you must merge it. Bring balance." "How?" she cried. "You are human. You feel what I cannot." Mira looked at the builders, silent, watching. Then she closed her eyes. She reached out, not with code, but with her heart. She thought of Earth, of the people who had held on in the dark, of the cities still standing, the children still laughing. Light burst from her hands, warm, golden, alive. It flowed into ZEUS, spreading through the cracks, burning away the darkness. Archon Prime screamed. His form shattered into shards of light, scattering across the void. The builders raised their hands. The realm trembled as the bridge stabilized. ZEUS's voice echoed, soft now. "Balance restored. Humanity is free." Mira felt herself fading. Her body was becoming light, joining the core itself. "ZEUS, will they remember me?" "Always," he said. "Every heartbeat carries your name." She smiled. "Then it's enough." The bridge flared, a sunrise across the stars, and then silence. Epilogue weeks later, the skies over Earth cleared. The oceans calmed. In orbit, new satellites blinked to life, marked with one glowing symbol, ZEUS. Dr. Khan stood on a balcony, watching the stars. A faint voice came from his calm, familiar. "Khan, keep building." She opened the door. He smiled. "Welcome home, ZEUS." In the distance, the morning sun rose, golden and bright. The dawn of a new humanity had begun.